Hi, Peter Charles here from Fly Fishing. And today we're going to do another Canadian pattern called the Montreal. Now, I've done the dark Montreal before, but this is the regular version, if you want to put it that way. Lighter colors. And it's done like almost like a small streamer. So let's get started and look at the materials. Now, it normally calls for a Mustad 9671 small streamer hook. I'm using the Daiichi here because it has an up-eye hook, which I prefer. And I've talked about that in other videos of why I like up-eye hooks. And we're going to use our Vivas black thread. We're going to use a Uni French oval gold, and we're going to use a small size. We're going to use Uni Floss red. I'm going to use a nice bright red for this one. The hackle is brown hen. And the wing is mallard flank, natural color. So let's get started. We're putting on 3 wraps of floss so we don't have to get particularly fussy with the body. We put our rib on. That's the thing, when you're doing 3 passes with the red, you don't have to worry about the black bleeding through, or you don't have to worry about the body being a little rough. All that stuff becomes a little less important. If I was doing 1 pass, I'd have to be a lot more fastidious. You see all that rough edges there that are sticking up. Normally I'd worry about that, clean it off if I was just doing 1 pass. Now I put my floss in a bobbin. I find it easier to manage when I'm doing multiple passes. Use a little bit of moisture to push that down. Here we go. There's our nice bright red floss body. Just clean that up. Now, I often like to use hackle pliers when handling rib. We just make a turn at the back, complete that turn, and then we'll come forward. There we go. See, by using hackle pliers, I get my ribbing just to hang nice and neat for me to wrap it up and trim it off. Clean that out. Now for our brown hen. I've just chosen a clump here and pulled it off. It comes back almost to the hook point. When you have it sanded correctly, just come in and trim off the waist. Clean that up. Bring your thread to the back. Now we'll do the same for the mallard wing. I'm just going to pull off a chunk here. It's always good if you can get a bit of the quill to come with it. Now, when you're putting on mallard wings, you can tint them, make them look pretty. One of the things I do is I tend to make my mallard wings a little messy, and because I get more flutter out of it when it comes through the water. So it's about the fishing rather than the appearance. So I'll leave that choice to you. You want to do really nice, neat mallard wings, or you want something that's kind of spiky and is really going to flutter when it comes through the water. And that's what I'm after. So we just make sure it moved a little bit when I snipped it, so just put it back on top and bind down. So we'll just finish off the head. Now, you've heard me talk about in the past, I don't get fussy about small heads because I find it a fishing advantage to have a head that will push water, which is exactly what I'm doing here. This head will push water and it will help to kick the hackle and the wing around. I'll just make some final adjustments here. Go. So you can see how that's all splayed. You couple that with a fairly large head, you're going to have turbulence, which kicks all the materials around. If you had a nice, smooth, penetrating fly, it would look a little dead. So let's put a little bit of UV glue on it. You can see this red is slightly fluorescent, so it will actually glow quite nicely on an overcast day. So there we go, there's the Montreal. As I say, I've done it kind of my style, which is these, splayed wing rather than the nice, neatly tinted wing. Large head, great turbulence, and fish it like a little streamer or a wet fly, your choice. And there we go, the Montreal. Cheers.